friends, welcome to jwreasoning.com. I'm making this video for Sunday, August 11th, 2024, and I didn't have time to do anything for the Watchtower review. I just wanted to talk for a moment about the JW Broadcasting and the things that they're doing, and all of this, building this multi-million-dollar studio and having the actors and all these dramas that they're doing. Somebody sent me a text this past week, and it was about somebody that I think they knew them. It was a person that was a Bethelite that had left and actually became an actor on Broadway in New York. So you can imagine, they're not that far from there, and they're training these people. My understanding from a lot of them is they're actually teaching them how to act and how to do these things. And I thought about it. I got to thinking, acting is not hard for a Jehovah's Witness. And why do I say that? Well, because Jehovah's Witnesses cannot be who they really are. You pretty much have to put on an act for your whole relationship with Jehovah's Witnesses. You can't be who you are. You have to put on this facade that, I'm happy in the organization, I'm happy that my family is there. And some people are genuinely happy to be Jehovah's Witnesses when they compare it to maybe what their life was like before. Don't get me wrong. The organization of Jehovah's Witnesses, the Jehovah's Witness organization, can be used in positive ways, and it has helped people to come out of really bad places in their life and give them a sense of structure and teach them Bible morals and teach them how to live a life that's much better than what a lot of people have had in the past. But once you're in, you can't get out. And once you realize that there's something wrong and that, this isn't really the truth, I have to do something else, well, then you lose everything. So now suddenly you have to begin to act like you're happy there. You have to treat your family completely different than you would before. Otherwise, you're going to lose that family. You're going to lose those relationships. And so there's so many things that go on in the organization. And even when you study with people, you can't really, if somebody asks you a question and you feel like, well, I don't believe that the organizational answer is right, you have to act as though it is. And you have to put on this smiley face and this happy face and make sure that you're telling them what the organization says. Again, this is another reason why the organization does what they do and wanting you to go out by twos. They never want you to go out one-on-one, because if you do that, then you can be yourself and you can begin to let your hair down a little bit and talk about things the way that you see them. But they don't want that to happen. You have to continue to stay within the structure. And by having two people there, it keeps you in check, unless you really know that person. And even then, you've got to be careful, because if you say something that is contrary to what the organization teaches, you can get in deep trouble and you can lose your family and your friends. I use that term friends loosely, and all of those relationships can change. So really, that's what the organization is doing. They're training people for acting. And I think that many Jehovah's Witnesses could probably pursue a career in acting, and they would understand they're pretending to be something that they're not. And that's really what acting is. And I'm not talking about as far as morality. I'm just talking about as far as just being a witness. Jehovah's Witnesses are Jehovah's Witnesses first and foremost, and everything else is secondary. It's not that they're Christians first and foremost. They're Jehovah's Witnesses first and foremost, because they have to follow the organization lockstep. And we'll see what time does over these things, and we'll see how that studio works out once they're finished. And a lot's going to happen, I think, within this organization. They've had to make some major changes. I think we're going to continue to see some changes. How far they will go, I don't know, but they do not want to give up their control. That's one thing for sure. So friends, I hope you will continue to study. Remember, Jesus is the way, the truth, and the life. No one comes to the Father except through him. And keep in mind that there's no other name given among men by which we must be saved. That's the name Jesus Christ. It's not through an organization. It isn't through a governing body. It isn't through being latched on to this thing they call Jehovah's organization. It isn't through a YouTube channel like this. Your relationship with God comes through Jesus Christ. That is the only way to the Father. So my prayer for you is that you will continue to study your Bible, and that Jehovah will continue to bless you until we meet again.